Hi everyone. All right, so today we're talking about the water cycle, which might be a review for a lot of you, but we'll probably go a little bit deeper than you have in the past, and I want to make sure that we have all the basic vocabulary and that we're on the same page about that. So make sure you're taking notes in this video. There are 6 vocab words. All right, so an overview of the water cycle. The water cycle just describes what's happening to water as it goes through various states of matter and through different parts of the world. So let's say we start here in the clouds. We see precipitation bringing that water back down to earth in a liquid form. We see runoff and infiltration as the water runs down the earth and maybe sinks into it in various places. We see water hanging out as groundwater inside the earth. And then we also see water in lakes and ponds and oceans and rivers. And then we see liquid water getting heated up, evaporating as a gas, and then condensing as a liquid or a solid. And then we're back to the clouds. Okay, so 6 vocab words to start: evaporation and transpiration. Evaporation is when water heats up, turns to a gas, and rises into the atmosphere. And then transpiration is the same thing, but from the leaves of plants. So in each of these, we have liquid water heating up and turning into a gas. So changing state, turning into a gas, and then going into the atmosphere. All right, condensation is when that water vapor that is a gas that's hanging out in the atmosphere, when that water vapor cools, it turns to a liquid or maybe to a solid, so changing state again, and it forms clouds and fog. Precipitation is when that condensed water falls from the clouds as rain, snow, or hail due to gravity. And then the last 2 here. Runoff is when water goes over the surface of the earth and forms rivers, streams, goes into lakes, etc. And then infiltration is water that's absorbed by the land. So on a day of really heavy rain or snowfall, we see in the city that you live, we see water running down the streets, down the sidewalks towards the sewer system, right? And so that's a form of runoff. It's going along the surface of the earth. And eventually that water is going to be brought into our waterways, like our oceans and our rivers. And infiltration, we don't see that very much in a city because infiltration requires soil. So that happens a lot in the forest or in farmland. And that's when water is actually going into the earth and hanging out as groundwater, which is under the surface, like areas of water. All right. I think that's it for today. It'll ask you in the homework about changes of state. So really quickly, let's just go over that. Evaporation and transpiration are when liquid water is turning into a gas in the atmosphere. Condensation is when water vapor, which is a gas, is changing state into a liquid or maybe a solid. Precipitation is not changing state usually, and then runoff and infiltration are both staying as a liquid for the most part. All right, I think that's it. Complete the form, and I will see you in class.